Hey everybody, greetings and happy New Year's Eve from beautiful Sanibel Island. We just came out to the beach here for a quick little sunset beach walk and thought I would jump on and do a little virtual walk with you guys. We're not really here to shell tonight, but I just wanted you guys to see down towards Lighthouse. You can see the glow of the sunset already. So Lighthouse is down here around the corner, and then you have Fort Myers Beach over here. Fort Myers, Bonita down there. There we go. And it's just so beautiful, nice and calm water. We've got some birds fishing out there. It's just an absolutely perfect evening to say goodbye to 2019 and to welcome 2020. So hopefully you guys can enjoy this beautiful sunset. Lots of people watching this one tonight. So pretty. And I know I had a couple requests from those of you who wanted to just listen to the waves, so hopefully you can hear them. Try to zoom in for you guys so you can see it's sinking behind the trees. So down on the west end at Blind Pass, they'll be able to see the sun sink into the water, but kind of set here on our end, down on towards the, well, we're kind of in the middle, so towards the east. We're right here down by Middle Gulf, middle of the island, but it's just beautiful being here, being able to say goodbye to 2019. And you guys can see down here, if you can see that reflection of the sun off of the buildings down on Fort Myers Beach. That's pretty cool. You can see the sun reflecting. Absolutely beautiful. Lots of people on the beach tonight. So I just want to thank you guys all for being followers and for subscribing and being supporters of my virtual shelling channel. And if you are following and subscribing over on my other Beauty and the Beach channel, thank you so much for your support. I wish you all the very best in 2020. We're ending a year and ending a decade. Lots of good things coming. So I hope you all are able to make it a goal to get to the beach this year. Any beach. It doesn't have to be Sanibel Island, but I always highly recommend this one. It is just absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous evening here. Lots of birds flying around. It's just so pretty. And I know that some of you want to see the beach, so I'll do a quick pan of what the beach looks like. Remember your different rack lines. So we have right here is going to be sort of like your low tide. I'm actually not sure. It looks like this is high tide right now, but here's a rack line right here, and then you can see where Barry's standing in the middle. There's another one here. And then there'll be other ones here, and then you can see one right up here. So there's different places that you can shell. I always kind of like, well, here's some pieces of driftwood for those of you who like driftwood. You know, every once in a while we have driftwood wash ashore, but this is always a really good area to look. This is frequently passed up by people jogging or people just walking by. Down here is a popular place to shell when the water comes, the tide comes in and comes out. So, you know, it'll bring shells in and uncover shells that are here. Here's a little egg sac. I can't tell if there's any little shells in here, but for those of you who don't know, shells are born in egg sacs. I think that these are all open, so let me try to show you. When they hatch, there'll be a little hole at the top. Can you guys see a little hole right here? So on all of the sacs, the individual egg cases, sorry guys, this is hard with one hand, there'll be little holes at the top. There's another one right there. Can you see it on the top? And that's how you know that they have successfully hatched. So this is an empty case. You can see where it was attached somewhere to something on the bottom of the Gulf, and then they all hatched. So you'll find some fun sea life. And here's a pretty little, ooh, a really pretty little heart cockle. There's people talking and I get distracted. There's a pretty scallop. And it is chilly, guys. So for those of you coming from far away cold places, you'll probably think that this is like, you know, super beautiful, but I'm in a sweatshirt. It's a little bit breezy, it's a little bit chilly, especially when that sun goes down. So hopefully you guys try to get lower so you guys can see what's on the beach. But, you know, I mean, a lot of people walk quickly on the beach and they don't get down and kind of check to see what's down here. Here's another scallop. Ooh, here's a pretty conch. Oh, look at that one. This is really pretty. Little juvenile fighting conch. Perfect tip on that. Look how pretty. Make sure nobody's home. Look how pretty. We'll toss that up on the beach for a lucky sheller to find. But you know, I mean, I can't tell you how many people walk by shells. So here's another little cockle right here. Little jingle shells. Shout out to Lori, who had a beautiful jingle shell collection that she posted in the Sanibel Shell Seekers group. Jingle shells are so fun. They're really great for crafting. You can also put them in a jar, like a jingle jar, like an apothecary jar. I call it a jingle jar. There's a little coquina intact, little butterfly. These are great for crafting too. Super cute. And those are usually abundant to find. And here's a little bubble shell. I know some of you love the bubble shells. So yeah, if you just, you know, take your time and kind of get down and look, you'll definitely find shells. And I can't tell if the tide's coming in or coming out, and I didn't even check, but as the tide comes in and out, this little kitten paw, it'll bring in more shells and uncover new shells, and you guys a view of the beach where I'm looking, where I'm checking out some shells. Here's another cute coquina. So I love coquinas. I love finding them intact like this. There's days that I just come out and look for one kind of shell. So I'll come out and it'll be like my coquina day, and I'll just look for coquinas, and you'll be surprised when your brain says coquina, or your brain says jingle shell, or you're looking for some of these little arch shells like this. These are the ones I was telling you guys about that, you know, when in doubt, if you can't find the shells you're looking for, find the shells you're not looking for. These are awesome to take, and you take, okay, so see how these, it's not a matched pair, but they're pretty close, right? And you take these and you glue them together over top of fairy lights. So you get the little strand of fairy lights and you put the light bulb in there and you hot glue these together, and then you'll have a string of shell fairy lights, and they're so pretty. And these shells, I mean, look, they're everywhere. I mean, these are probably the most abundant shell you'll find. And you can do them with Christmas lights too. Just get the larger arc shells like these. But again, I mean, you know, you're gonna have to collect a lot of them, and you'll be surprised at how many you'll find if you come out here and just look. Oh, look how cute. Okay, I want you guys to comment below if you love barnacles. I love barnacles. When I see a shell like this that's covered in barnacles, I leave it. I don't clean these off. I leave them on there. I think it's so fun. So let me know if you are a barnacle lover or not. Some people don't like them. Some people want to take them off and enjoy the shell. I love to, oh, look at this scallop. I love barnacles. I just think they're fun. Pretty scallop. What else do we see? I know sometimes in the video you guys pick out shells that I don't see. Oh, there's a cute little turkey wing right here. Here comes the tide. So the tide must be coming in. There's a nice big scallop right here. See what else you can find. There's also some really fun sea life that you'll find too. This kind of seaweed. It almost looks like fish tank seaweed because it's so bright. There was another piece over here. Look how bright pink it is. So sometimes you'll see seaweed and stuff washed up on the beach and it looks just super pink, super bright. Here's one that's looks like a little, it looks like a plant, but they are plants, they're seaweed, but underwater. And I don't suggest taking these just because they're gonna be really smelly. And typically when they dry out, they usually lose their color. All this stuff up here is not alive anymore. It's detached and dried out, but here's another really pretty one. You can see this one. But they're kind of like a jelly. I'm not all up on my sea plant education, but so I couldn't tell you exactly what this is, but it's kind of like a jelly. It looks like plastic is what it is. But it is a little sea plant. So if anybody has a degree in marine biology and you know what that is, and you'd like to comment below, that would be awesome. But I love just looking around and seeing what you'll find. There's a scallop halfway buried in the sand there. And sometimes too, like, you know, if you get down and pick through some of these piles of seaweed, you'll find some fun shells too. Sometimes there'll be stuff hiding in here. Little conch. There's another really pretty, oh, look at the color on that cockle. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And here's a scallop. Pretty scallop. Woo! Whoa, it almost got me, almost got me. It's a little winged mussel shell. And I love, okay, so mussel shells are fun because they're kind of like oysters. They don't look like much from this side, but when you flip them over, they have this beautiful, like, opalescent, pearlescent, iridescent, blue, purple, pink. Hopefully you guys can kind of see. It's just super pretty inside. You guys can see that. So these make really nice petals for shell flowers. But we don't find a lot of mussels down here. There's another scallop. Sometimes you'll find them, but not a super lot. Let's see what else we can find. And I just love walking the beach and just, you know, seeing what you'll find. Here's a little crab shell. Crab right here. And it's just the shell, so there's no crab, just the top of the shell. There. That's a little cockles. Oh, I like that little teeny one. Starting to lose my light here. And there's another one. I just love them. A little orange one. Good color to it. Sometimes you'll find shells with holes in them too, like this. And these make really pretty necklaces because there's already a perfect hole in there for you. So you just put a little chain in there and off you go. And this is a piece of plastic. So this looks like somebody's diving mask. So we're gonna take that because we always pick up trash. So if you're on the beach and you see some trash, plastic, please pick it up. We don't want our sea creatures to get caught in that or hurt on that or eat it in many cases.
And he gave us like
There's another little black jingle shell. Ooh, look at this little slipper shell. So I call them Indian boats because when I was a kid, that's just what we called them. Sometimes there's more than one right way to call a shell by the name, but see how it is like a boat, like a canoe? But some people call them slipper shells. So like you would hold it this way and you'd slip your foot in there and it's a little slipper. So either one, but look how pretty orange that one is. It's really pretty. So always remember, guys, like when you come to the beach, just come to the beach. Walk the beach, check out the sea life, check out pretty shells, see what you'll find. Don't come out here and be upset if you... Oops, here's another piece of, what is this? What is this? I don't know. Ugh. Alright, well, we're taking that inside. We don't want anybody to be eating plastic. But don't always expect to find boatloads of big giant shells because that's just not always how it is. Here's a little piece of a sea urchin right here. You just kind of have to come out and see what you see. I mean, it's like fishing. If you're gonna rent a boat and go fishing, you know, you may catch a ton of fish and you might not catch any, but if you go with the hope of just having a great boat day and enjoy relaxing and fishing, if you catch something great. And that's kind of the way it is here. I think that a lot of people come after storms. Ooh, let me see if I can grab that shell without, hold on. I'm gonna lose my trash pile. Ugh. Okay. So, this is a fighting conch. Kind of an old guy, looks like he's a little beat up there. And so most people would think that this shell is not alive, right? Because there's nothing in there but sand. But this shell actually is alive because it is a host to this Indian boat or a slipper shell. Do you see that's attached right here to the shell? So a lot of the times the Indian boats or slipper shells that I was just showing you will attach themselves to another shell. And here is one that is empty, so you guys can see what they look like empty. And they attach themselves like this. And sometimes you'll even see them attached to each other, which is kind of fun too. So that's a little fun thing for you guys. Always make sure that if you take a shell that's might be empty, make sure there's no other hitchhiking shells attached to it. Oh, look what has been found. He always finds the best shells. Look at the color on that scallop. It's broken, but orange scallops are one of those shells for us that, like, even if we find one that's broken, we have to pick it up. It's like alphabet cones too. Like, I can't help it. Like, if I see a broken alphabet cone, I have to pick it up. I don't know what it is. I don't even care. It'll go into my broken alphabet cone jar. This pretty sea life that's washed up. All right, I'm starting to lose light a little bit. So let me just pan the beach one more time for you guys. I know it looks really light here, but it's actually kind of dark. And then you can see the afterglow, and the moon is out. I don't know if you guys can see the moon, but the moon, oops, I almost dropped my phone in the water. The moon is out, and the sun is set, and we are wrapping up the last video of the year and the decade. So I just want to thank you guys all again so much for your support and your comments and your messages. I really truly appreciate them. I'm wishing all of you a fabulous 2020, and I will see you next year. Bye everybody.